On May 4th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, undisputed super middleweight champion and perennial pound-for-pound great Saul Canelo Alvarez will be making the fourth defense of his undisputed title against the hard-hitting former junior middleweight champion Jaime Munguia. This high-stakes showdown between two fellow countrymen is expected to be filled to the brim with action-packed moments and will serve as a big step up for Munguia on the world level, as well as another stop for Canelo Alvarez on the road to a potential super fight with David Benavidez. And so the question remains, will Canelo Alvarez prove to us once again why he's the king of the super middleweight division, or will Jaime Munguia crash the party? This is Nathan from Hard Knock Productions, and this is the X's and O's of Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia. Born and raised in Guadalajara, Mexico, there isn't much to say that hasn't already been said about the Mexican superstar. Since going pro at the young age of 16, Canelo Alvarez has been making a tear through the sport of boxing, from the junior middleweight division all the way up to light heavyweight, claiming titles in emphatic fashion in each and every one of these divisions. And barring two bad nights at the office against Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Dimitri Bivol, as well as a pair of controversial fights with Gennady Golovkin, he has all been unstoppable in his campaign to be an all-time legend in the sport of boxing. Equipped with soul-snatching power, cat-like reflexes, sharp, accurate counterpunching, and diamond-esque durability, Saul Canelo Alvarez is a formidable opponent for any man to stand across from inside those four corners. Fighting out of Tijuana and touted as one of the next up-and-coming Mexican stars, Jaime Munguia is your classic textbook Mexican fighter, coming off wins over John Ryder and Sergey Derevyanchenko since moving up to super middleweight from the middleweight division. In search of more lucrative and challenging opportunities, Munguia's high-volume combinations, explosive power, fierce aggression, and tough Mexican spirit are sure to make him a tough out for any boxer looking for an easy win. Munguia will enter the ring the younger fighter by 6 years, as well as the man with a larger frame, coming in with a 4-inch edge in height and a 1.5-inch advantage in reach. Despite being the taller and longer man, though, come fight night, I expect Canelo to be the heavier fighter, packing on anywhere from 10 to 16 pounds of additional weight post-weigh-in. There is unconfirmed reports of Alvarez putting on as much as 20 pounds in after weigh-ins, but I would take these with a grain of salt. Alvarez is coming off 3 straight decision wins over Jermell Charlo, John Ryder, and Gennady Golovkin. And as previously mentioned, since moving up to the super middleweight division in late 2022, Munguia is coming off victories over John Ryder and Sergey Derevyanchenko. From the opening bell, I expect both fighters to be looking to put the other on the back foot and attempt to drive the other man to the ropes to start executing their game plan, with Alvarez utilizing calculated pressure, an active high guard, plotting footwork, and an active lead hand to slow the tempo of Munguia and forcing him to shell up into his undisciplined high guard, where from there he can slowly start to work through his guard and begin to break him down with a variety of shots to the head and body, while also looking to counter Munguia from mid-range and in between his combination punches with the lead hook and overhand, 2 punches Munguia is susceptible to being caught with. Meanwhile, Munguia will look to use an active jab and relentless pressure to put together explosive head and body combinations on Alvarez as he looks to close the distance on Munguia. As the fight progresses, I can see both men having intermittent periods of success and forcing each other into 50-50 situations. However, it is in these moments where the cracks will start to appear for Munguia, whether it be due to his defensive mistakes when firing at mid-range against an opponent who thrives at mid-range, his repetitive nature when it comes to putting combinations together, or just the fact that he gets caught fairly cleanly in between his punches. I just believe these are too fatal of flaws to have against a fighter with the skill and pedigree of a Canelo Alvarez, let alone the man himself. Look for a mid to late round stoppage for Alvarez. But, and that's one big but, if Munguia does want to give himself the best opportunity to come out with a victory, he needs to box defensively responsible, survive the onslaught that will come his way, and stay around not only early on, but late as well, especially during the extended periods of inactivity that will come from Canelo in the later rounds, should the fight make it there, as Alvarez is known to load up on power, causing him to gas later on in fights. Well, that's all, folks. If you enjoyed this production, feel free to like and give us feedback on what elements you particularly enjoyed, as well as other interesting topics in the sport of boxing you would like us to cover. And if you'd like to see more content just like this, Don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to be alerted right away when new installments of the X's and O's are published, as well as other future projects. Once again, this is Nathan from Hard Knock Productions, and this was the X's and O's. Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia.